Hi guys, I haven't done a video on my mini bike in a while, and I was going to work on it today, so I thought I would do a video for you guys. So I haven't really been riding this thing, and the reason why is, so I put this Mikuni carburetor on it, and ever since I did that, it's been having trouble with flooding out. And I did a little bit of research online, and they say that you need to put a smaller jet in it when you're running this carburetor on the Predator 212 engine on these mini bikes. So I got some new jets for it, and so I'm going to put a smaller jet in this carburetor. And I also got some new foot pegs. So here's the foot pegs that I got. So we're going to install these, and we're going to rejet it and see if we can get this carb tuned a little bit better so that it doesn't die on me. It's really fun to ride. It's like super fast. I want to do a top speed run on it because it did almost 50 miles an hour before I put the carburetor and exhaust on it. And it feels faster. So I'm pretty sure it'll do over 50 miles an hour now. I want to find out exactly how fast it'll go. Alright, so I did a little bit of research online, and apparently these are pretty easy to rejet. So all I have to do is take this part off, which is 4 screws, and then just unscrew the jet and screw the new jet in. So I just need a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead. Alright, let's see if we can get this jet swapped out. So, got me a Phillips screwdriver. The first thing I want to do is I want to drain this bowl. And there's a screw on here that'll let me drain it out. That way it doesn't get everywhere. I have this little tube here that it's going to drain out of. Okay, so you take this fuel line off so it doesn't just drain my whole tank. So we just got it stuck right there. That way it doesn't drain my whole tank, siphon it all out. And you can see it's draining the carburetor. So while that's draining, I can go ahead and start taking these 4 screws out. Got to be careful to not strip out these screws. So you want to use the right screwdriver. And just be really careful because you do not want to strip those out. That would be a real pain. Turn a quick, easy job into a bigger job. So I have not actually taken this carburetor apart since I've had it. I've had it a long time. So we'll see what it looks like under here, but I think it's just, the bowl. I don't think there's a float in there. I've rebuilt some carburetors before, but nothing this small. Oh, wow. It does have a float. Cool. All right, so I can see jet here. Let's take this jet out. And you can see it right here. I just need to replace this part. It goes in right there. So I'll need to get a wrench that's this size and get it out of there. Okay, so the jet that I took out is actually a 195, and people online are pretty insistent that I need the 120. So I'm going to put the 120 in here. Here's the 120. And while I was looking online about the issue that I'm having with the jet and everything, I came across a video where somebody was talking about how this could be misaligned and causing the O-ring not to seal. And they say you should bolt this together, the carburetor to the manifold, before bolting it to the motor. So I'm going to take it off after I get this jet put back in here. I'm going to take my carburetor off and take a look. But first I'm going to put this 200 jet in here. And what's annoying is this replacement jet uses a different sized flathead screwdriver than the one I took out. So I did need to get an additional screwdriver. But, alright. So this just screws into the bottom really easy. Put this back on here. Well, you know what? I'll actually leave that off for now. And that way it doesn't bug me whenever I'm, trying to take it off to look at that O-ring. But yeah, I'm going to look at the O-ring in between the carb and the motor. Okay, so here's the carb. And if you look down there, you can see how it's all misaligned. Where the O-ring, you can see all of the O-ring on one side. So that is going to cause a massive leak right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt this on. I'm going to take these bolts out and get that thing lined up real good, and then bolt this back onto the motor. And guys, I think this is going to be really, really good. I mean, this thing, it's really fast, but it just doesn't run good, and it would die and stuff. And you'd have to have the choke on at all times. So, yeah, I'm excited. This is going to run great. Okay, so I recommend putting this back on. If you got to redo a zip tie, big deal. The reason why is my float came out, and I got to get that pushed back in there. Anyway, so I'm going to put this back on. But I wanted to show you these O-rings. So this one got kind of boogered up a little bit, so I flipped it around, put it on upside down, so that the part that's messed up is in the groove. And I noticed on this end, you can see the O-ring's a little bit damaged. So I might need to get some new O-rings for this thing, but I'm going to hope it seals. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this one around too. That way the damaged part is inside the groove. And hopefully this thing will run okay. So we'll see. Man, This is turning into a little bit more of a job than I thought, but it's still pretty easy. Okay, so now if you look down in there, it's all lined up better. So you can barely see that O-ring all the way around. It's not sticking out anywhere. So that should seal a lot better. So fingers crossed. I'll put this back on here. Then I'll throw my new foot pegs on there. And then I'll take this thing for a ride. Alright, so I've got the carburetor bolted up, and I'm going to hook up the fuel line. So I wanted to show you guys what I do whenever I hook up a carburetor. And what I do is I keep this drain open. And the reason why is I can put this fuel line on and wait till it starts dripping out the bottom like that. That way I don't have a bunch of air in the bottom. I don't know if it works that way with these Mikuni carbs, but it seems logical. Alright. So now it's kind of like the moment of truth. I'm going to see what happens if this will start up or not. So we'll see. And one thing I've never really been sure about on this is like this choke. I think down is choked. I don't know. Wow, guys, I can already tell that it runs better. So before, you could only run it with the choke on and it would idle really high. And then as soon as you took the choke off, it would die. So now, when you take the choke off, it stays running, it idles down where it should be, not too high. So man, fingers crossed, guys, but I think this is going to run really, really good. And it doesn't even seem like I need to adjust the carburetor, but we'll see. I'll probably need to do some minor adjustments to it. Guys, oh my gosh, that was super unexpected. This thing is way faster than it was. So, I guess if I had a big leak at the carburetor, then that means it was running lean. And it's running good now. So I got the leak fixed at the manifold, and I put a different jet in there. And it's actually a bigger jet than what I had. So, wow. Holy moly, guys. I thought this thing was fast before, but I almost lost it. I don't know if you could tell in the video, but I almost lost it on this thing. When I hit the gas, it almost popped a wheelie, you know what I mean? And this thing will do wheelies if you're not careful, but yeah. This thing's fast now, guys. All right, so that is it for this video. my Coleman videos get a lot of views, you know, but I also, I've got my MR2 I make a lot of videos on. I've got my A86. I've got all kinds of cars and toys and stuff. You can see I've got my CBR there. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And yeah, I'm really happy about this. So maybe you'll see some more videos about my Coleman in the future. It's got quite a few little mods on it, little tasteful mods. It's got the Hemi 212 Predator Hemi motor in there, which a lot of you guys have been interested in, like what all it took to put this motor in. And it's also got a torque converter. I've got the engine riser, so I've still got the guard. Like, this thing is done right, guys. Like, I made sure not to hack this thing up and do my research and do stuff right on this thing. And it's really paid off. I'm really happy. I haven't ridden it in a long time because it just wasn't running right. Now it's running right, so yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. And yeah, see you next time.